and today we have with us 5 guests. We have an officer, 2 wannabe gangsters, and 2 people that don't want to be into gangs.
Hello, my name is Alta Domingo. I am in the 5th grade. No, I am in the 6th grade. I am 11 years old, and I go to Roscoe Elementary School.
Hi, my name is Kelly Velasco. I'm in the 6th grade, and I attend Roscoe Elementary School, and I'm 11 years old.
Hello, I'm Kirk Buchanan. I'm a police officer for the City of Los Angeles, and I teach the DARE program.
Hi, my name is Gabino Quiroz. I'm a wannabe gangster. My nickname is Quimby. I'm 2 years old. I attend Roscoe Elementary School. I'm in 6th grade.
Hello, my name is Benjamin Vidro. I am a wannabe gangster. My nickname is Clumsy. I'm in 6th grade and I attend Roscoe Elementary School. I am 11 years old.
Why do you guys want to be in a gang?
Because nobody could tell them what to do, and they could do whatever they feel like.
Okay. Why don't you guys want to be in a gang?
Because they can mess up your life and treat you into bad things.
Okay. What kind of things do you teach in DARE?
Well, we teach children how to resist the temptation to take drugs and all the pressures that go along with that. We also teach kids realities about gangs and the consequences of being in gangs.
Okay. What kind of things do gangsters do that you guys hate or that you guys like or something?
They graffiti on walls, and they rob cars, and do other sorts of things.
Okay, anybody else? Okay. How do you feel about gangsters? How do you feel about gangsters?
I think they're cool.
Why?
Because
Why do you think they're cool? What things do they do?
they drive nice cars.
They drive nice cars.
Do you think you guys will ever get in a gang?
I think I probably would.
What do you think it's going to be like when you're in a gang?
I don't know.
What, is there any bad things that go along with being in gangs that you can think of?
Yeah.
What are those bad things that might happen?
Killing people.
Well, could you be killed too then if
Yeah.
gangs are doing that? Have you guys thought about that?
Not really.
Not really? Well, how do you think do you think your parents like the idea of you being in a gang?
No.
No.
How come?
Because they don't want my life. They don't want me to die young.
Did you think your parents think you might die young if you get in a gang?
Yeah.
Yeah. How about you, Kavina?
The same reason.
He does. So, do you ever think about whether it's really worth it to ride in a car, in a nice car, if you have to die young? Have you thought about that very much?
No.
No. But it still seems like a real cool life to you
Yeah.
guys. Yeah. Okay.
Officer Buchanan, do you work with a lot of kids that dress like gangsters or that look like gangsters?
Well, most kids don't do that, but there's always, at every school I've been at about 45 different public schools, there's always a few kids that do dress like gangsters or want to be gangsters, that sort of kid, yeah.
Okay, do you guys have gangsters in your family?
I do. I have uncles, aunts, and cousins.
You have, okay, does anybody else have any gangsters in their family?
Yeah.
I have uncles, aunts, and cousins.
Have any of you ever really thought about joining the gang?
Yes, I have.
Okay, if you join a gang, would you carry a gun?
Yes, I
Yes.
will, because if somebody tries to shoot you, you might just be lucky and shoot them first before they shoot you.
Why do you think they would shoot you?
Because I'm from a different gang.
Would they be able to tell that you were from a different gang?
Yeah, because
Yeah.
they'll ask you where you're from, and then you'll say a gang, then they'll just pull a gun out on you.
Would you ask them where they're from, or would you pull a gun out on them if they just didn't live where you lived?
Probably.
And so you mean you could die just because you live somewhere else?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you really want to be part of that? I mean, does that seem cool, just killing people because they don't live in your neighborhood?
No.
It doesn't? Okay.
What kind of things do gangsters do?
They hang around. They kick back with their friends.
Okay, that doesn't sound like a lot of fun.
How can you tell if gangsters are around if you don't see the gangs?
You can see they're tagging.
They're tagging? Do they call it graffiti too? Is that the same thing,
Yeah.
graffiti and tagging? Why do they do that?
To let them know that they're in the neighborhood.
So if another gang comes over to the gang that you might be in and they cross that out and they put their gang writing on it, what would your gang go and do to them?
They'll probably just go and cross out their name and then put theirs back.
And do you think they might do something else to those guys?
Yeah, and then they'll probably go to their territory and write their name.
Okay, and if they found those guys over there when they were writing their name, would they get mad because they crossed them out?
They'll probably shoot them.
They shoot them, so they'd shoot them over like 50 cents worth of paint, do you think?
Yeah.
Is that what life is worth to gang members, just 50 cents? Sounds kind of scary to me.
That doesn't sound right, getting killed over a name or over painting something on the wall. Okay, what have the gang members in your family ever accomplished?
Accomplished nothing.
Mine have mine. First it didn't accomplish nothing, then they got smart and got out, and now my cousins, uncles, and aunts are doing good.
Because they got out, did they start doing good when they were in gangs or when they got out of
When
gangs?
they got out.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so they were being bad, they were doing bad in gangs, and so now you want to be like that? You want to be where you're the one that's looking bad? Because you are a wannabe gangster.
Do you think that they could have been successful sooner if they'd stayed out of gangs?
Yeah, I think they would have.
Would you think you guys might be successful sooner if you just skipped gangs and went right on to the rest of your life? You think you might try that?
Is it hard teaching kids to say no?
It's not at all. All kids know how to say no. It's just teaching them when they should say no and how to say it the right way. Kids know when it's right and wrong, but they get so many pressures from their friends that they find it very, very, very tough to say no. But that's what I do. I teach them why they should say no. And I bring that to the DARE program because of my experience of seeing people that have been victimized by drugs. And most teachers haven't always seen that. So after I explain it to them and the terrible things I've seen, they typically have no problem understanding why they should say no.
Okay. Do you like the gangsters in your family?
I do.
I do.
Because they have respect for their family.
What about for their friends?
They just treat them regular,
How's regular like?
normal.
Okay. Have the gang members in your family ever asked you to like join a gang or to stay away
No.
from gangs or
No,
anything?
they never.
No?
How about your aunts and uncles? Do you think the ones that used to be in the gangs, do you think they really want to see you guys in the gangs?
No, not really.
Why do you think they worry about that?
They probably tell me get out because they don't want my life being messed up like theirs was.
Okay. Would you listen to them?
Yeah.
Yeah, good.
Okay, are you willing to give up your life to join a gang?
I'm still thinking about it.
Me too.
Okay. Do you like your job?
I love my job. I get to go and talk to kids all day and tell them different things that I've seen and done, and get to just being with kids makes me younger, so I enjoy it. It gives me a lot of extra energy.
Whatever made you guys want to join a gang?
They are cool.
They act cool? Okay. Okay. If you get in a gang, what kinds of things will you be doing?
We'll probably end up kicking back with the homeboys.
What does that mean to you, Ben, kicking back with homeboys?
Like you just end up sitting at your house, like not accomplishing nothing.
Listening to music.
All the time?
Yeah.
How do they get their money if they're just kicking back all the time, just listening to music?
They probably rob people.
Do you think that's a part of being in a gang then?
Yeah.
Have you heard about that from gang members you know or older?
Yeah.
That they have to rob people to get their money so they can kick back? Okay.
How do you think your family feels about your decision?
They probably won't feel very happy about it.
Okay. Have you guys ever thought about joining the gang?
Yes, I have.
We have it.
You
How
have?
come you guys haven't wanted to join a gang? Why wouldn't you want to do that? Well, you guys are going to be in junior high school here pretty soon. What do you think it would be like if you were part of a gang in junior high school? What do you think how would the rest of the school treat you? Mean? Do you think they'd be that way too? Could you, like they have student body presidents and all kinds of student body activities, do gang members usually participate in that? Do you see too many student body presidents that are in gangs or anything like that? So they're really not contributing to the school? Okay.
Okay. Have the gang members in your family ever tried to hurt you?
No. Yes.
Yeah. They have. And what did they do?
Well, they tried to help get one of my friends, one of my cousin's girlfriends.
But that isn't really trying to hurt you.
If they
Well,
hurt your
they
friend, does it
end
make
up
you feel
hurt-
good or bad?
So
Makes you feel bad.
that's like they hurt somebody else. Do you have the trouble with the gang members on the streets?
No.
No? Okay. Is your job easy?
My job, it's not easy to teach kids because kids want to know why they shouldn't do something. So I have to be very thorough and tell them all of my experiences and try to explain all the different types of pressures that they're going to be under. But usually the best way that I do that is to in the class we get to act out a lot of the different types of pressures that people put on each other to use drugs or to do a lot of other things, because DARE just doesn't teach people why they should say no to drugs. It teaches them how to make decisions about what they think is the right thing to do for the rest of their life. So when I get into it, it's a little hard to get going, but once I get the kids on board and everybody really starts having a good time, because that's what we do. We have a good time learning about why they should say no to drugs. Then the job becomes very easy.
Do you teach them about gangs or only about drugs?
No, we teach them about gangs and drugs because drugs are a part of almost every gang. It doesn't mean that every gang member uses drugs, but typically wherever you find gangs, you're going to find drugs. If that drug is just the common drug of alcohol, a lot of gangs will drink alcohol before they go out and participate in the different criminal things that they're going to do. So it's very necessary to talk about them both at the same time.
Okay. Do you think most kids, why do you think most kids join gangs?
Or they could get away from problems that they have at home.
Is that why you're joining a gang? Is that why you want to join a gang?
No.
So most kids just to get away from problems? But don't you think that just causes new problems by joining a gang? You don't know?
No.
Do you like to, how do people usually look at gang members when they see them there? Are they real happy about them, or are they a little bit afraid of them?
Afraid of them.
Would you like people to kind of respect you or be afraid of you like that?
Respect me.
Is that the same thing, do you think? Being afraid and respecting, or are they two different things?
I don't know.
Do you think it's sometimes we confuse what respect is when people are afraid of us? Is that the...
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, when gangs walk down the street, then there are people actually respecting them. Say, boy, there go some people who do a lot of good things, or they just respect them because they're afraid. Do you think they might respect them because they're afraid more than the other things?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. What do you like about the gang members in your family?
That they respect their family more than they respect their friends, and they don't treat their family real bad.
Okay. Do you guys think you'll have more fun not joining the gang than joining the gang?
I think I'll have fun by not being in the gang, because then you'll hang around with the right people and go to parties and things like that.
Okay. Are you a full-time DARE officer?
Full-time, that's my job. I do that 8 hours a day, all the time.
Do you have any comments about what the kids did so far?
Well, I like to hear what everybody says. Gangs are very tempting, I think, when you see them portrayed in a lot of rap videos. You see a lot of rappers that are dressed down like gang members. It makes it look very glamorous. But I think what you guys told me was that it could be a very dangerous kind of life, and that people will hurt other people just because of pain, or just because of the way they're dressed, or because they don't happen to be standing on the right side of the street. And it just sounds like a scary life. I hope you guys think a lot more about that before you decide about which way you're going to go.
Okay, I knew a kid, and he was a straight A student. He was on the honor roll. He had a future ahead of him, and he was also a wannabe gangster, and he was killed because he was hanging around with the wrong people. And that also happened to our producer's daughter too. And it's so scary because you don't know when it's going to happen. It could happen at any time, any place. You don't know where or when. Okay. So, now, what do you like about the gang members in your family? Okay, what do you like about the gang members in your family?
They respect.
They respect.
They respect their family more than they respect their friends.
Well, if they're in a gang, do they respect the other gang members in that gang?
They respect them, but half of them respect their family more than they respect their friends.
Than their friends?
Yeah.
Okay. But that gang, that's pretty tight on them, isn't it? If somebody in their gang gets hurt, would they go out and avenge somebody else for that?
Because my DARE officers told me that this guy's brother, he got shot with the shotgun, and he was in the hospital, and he said if he dies, he's gonna go kill one of them.
So they're thinking that if somebody gets hurt, then they're going to go hurt somebody else. Does that make it better or even worse?
More worse.
Worse. Do you think your relatives that used to be in gangs, do you think they'd still think that was a good idea for you to go do that?
No.
No. Why not?
Because they don't want my life to be messed up.
They don't want your whole life to be messed up?
No.
Okay. That sounds like a good idea to me.
Okay, it took us a long time to get this show together. We worked real hard and we had a lot of rehearsals. Now we would like to go to our practicing and our commercial. Oh, and okay, our producer's daughter was killed, and now we would like to go to the segment of her daughter.
Solving a case means knowing who did the crime. Closing a case means capturing them too. Too often, cases remain with us for a few months and then are easily forgotten. Now, with your help, the man who killed Marie Thorne, an aspiring actress, can be caught and her case closed.
The suspect in this case, Greg Smith, is an extremely dangerous killer.
It wasn't an accident. It wasn't a disease that killed her. It was by another person.
We've got him implicated on at least 3, maybe more, other killings. She didn't know him, he didn't know her, he just killed her. This guy is one of the worst. This guy is bad and a wanted.
She loved people and she never thought that anyone could hurt her. I tried to tell her that everybody's not a friend. She would always say, "Mama, be positive, be positive."
The murder of Marie Thorne is not closed. Long after she was buried, her killer is still at large, unpunished and able to kill again. What happened to Marie Thorne reads like another script from a Hollywood drama.
Marie Thorne liked to go to these different clubs that it would have a particular entertainment night. On this particular night, April 25th, they were having one at Carlos and Charlie's. That's out on the Sunset Strip. At these different events, a lot of people from show business show up. She would like to go to these things because she was kind of an aspiring bit actress and wanted to get into the movies and meet some of the high-powered people.
So why did y'all leave me? Why did you do that?
She got in the car with this gentleman in his nice Mercedes, and they drove off down Sunset Boulevard. Everything was fine. Unbeknownst to them, they're being followed. Greg Smith pulls up in front of them in his BMW. He gets out, walks back to the passenger side of the Mercedes, the windows down. Marie Thorne doesn't know this guy. She doesn't know what's going on. All of a sudden, he starts a heated argument with the guy she's with about a money owed on an old dope deal.
You know what's up. What are you talking about?
Talking about the money you owe me, man.
What money?
The money you ripped off.
Man, can't we talk about this tomorrow?
No, we're gonna talk about it right now.
Oh, God, no!
The sad part here is that Marie died instantly, and the driver of the car, who is apparently involved in narcotics, lives. It's a classic example of being in the wrong place at the wrong time.
It was sort of like she lived in an imaginary world. I guess we all do at some point in order to make our dreams come true. All that glitters is not gold.
Greg Smith is wanted for murder. He is extremely dangerous. If you have any information on his whereabouts, contact the Hollywood Police Department.
This is a mother's cry and a sister's dilemma. Drugs and a casual acquaintance can end your life.
Don't get in the crossfire of drugs. Beware of the company you keep.
Do you have any drugs or stuff at your school? Anything like that?
No, we don't
Do you have any real gangsters or just wannabe gangsters?
Wannabes. No, it's just really wannabes, not the real gangs. Stuff. Things.
Do you guys have any special activities that you have, like for after school or something?
Yeah, we have drum corps and drill team.
Okay. Are you in any of them?
Yeah, I'm in drum corps.
What about?
If you were in a gang, do you think you could really stay in there? Could you split your time between the gangs and
No.
being in there? You couldn't. All right.
Okay. What kind of things do you do in DARE? Like, what kind of skits?
Well, we do skits where kids will come up, usually friends, and offer kids drugs, and that's what we do. We try to work with those. Most of the time, that's who's going to offer you drugs or me drugs. It's going to be the people we know. And so that's what we work out, the friendly way they try to offer us drugs.
Do you think that the DARE helps people?
It has. Kids have come back to me that have had the program 3-4 years ago, and they've talked about how they have to use the different ways to say no to some of their friends, and occasionally even a stranger that's asked them to use drugs, and they were really glad that they'd been trained in how to say no.
Have any of you guys ever graduated from the DARE program?
I have.
Okay. How many times? Just once?
Yeah. This year will be my second time.
So you still graduated from the DARE program, but you're still a wannabe gangster?
Yeah.
So it doesn't look like the program helped you?
It helped, but if I join a gang, I'm going to join it, but I'm not going to use the drugs or anything. I know what it could do to you.
Do you think there'll be a lot of pressure from the other kids in that gang to use drugs, though? So do you think that to be part of it, they might say, hey, if you want to be part of this gang, then you better use those drugs?
I won't join it.
So they might get rid of you then?
Yeah.
In what ways did DARE help any of you?
DARE taught me how to say no to drugs and
how to learn ways like skits to say no and
Did it teach you how to feel good about yourselves too? Did you learn about self-esteem and what a good risk is and a bad risk? Did they talk about that too? Okay, and did you guys learn about the consequences? What does happen to people when they join gangs and when they take drugs? About that in class too? Did you guys remember all that?
Yeah.
Good.
Is DARE the reason why you guys don't want to be in gangs?
Yeah.
So you learned a lot from DARE?
we learned it.
Yeah.
Okay. Is it hard trying to get the kids away from those kind of things and stay with the other?
Well, kids want to be with their friends, and if their friends are in gangs, then it's a lot of pressure for them to be part of that because we all want to have friends. Yeah, and it's not easy to stay away from gangs. It's not easy to just say no. You need to know why to say no.
Okay. So you guys are wannabe gangsters, but doesn't the DARE help you at all?
Well, let me ask you guys, when you went through DARE, what did it say about gangs? Were the consequences good of being in gangs or bad?
Bad.
Bad? Have you thought about that?
Sort of, a little.
And that's why you don't know really yet if you're going to be in gangs for sure?
Okay. So is it hard for you guys to say no? Well, it took us a long time working and practicing for this show, and our main objective is to keep kids away from the drugs and to make sure that they stay away from those kind of people. And now we're going to go in to our rehearsal and to a commercial that we did for DARE, and we'll be back right after this.
Hey, we're gonna be from a gang. We're gonna be bad, eh?
Wait a minute, you guys are gonna be in the gang? Yeah, that's nothing wrong with it. Didn't the DARE offer to teach you anything?
Who cares? He don't know anything.
Yes, he does. He's lived through it. You guys haven't.
Be quiet. You guys are gonna be the ones who end up dead, not us. Shut up.
Shut up. Yeah, let's leave these losers alone.
Be quiet. Come on, let's go. Forget them.
They're gonna mess up their lives. Hi, thank you for watching this episode of Keep Kids Safe. Please tune in again, and if you have any questions or comments, or if you'd like to be on the show, please write in at West Valley Cablevision 9260 Topanga Canyon, Chatsworth, California 91311. The Donna Thorne special in care of Diane Reynoso. And if you would like to contact DARE, please call at 1-800-223-DARE, 1-800-223-DARE. Thank you for watching.
Everything will be okay. We've got all